The Robinhood testnet has been live for just about under 2 weeks, and there have been tons of transactions and tons of people launching their own little experiments. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a project that has already launched, as well as a concept that I thought was really cool and could be very unique to the Robinhood and Arbitrum ecosystems. But before we get too deep, I want to show you this post by Vlad, who says, 4 million transactions in the first week of Robinhood Chain testnet. Developers are already building on our L2, designed for tokenized real-world assets and on-chain financial services. The next chapter of finance runs on-chain. This was really awesome to see last week. Now, again, the chain has only been live for a little bit under 2 weeks. It looks like the chain is averaging right around 500 to 600,000 transactions a day. Again, this is testnet, so while no real value is actually being transferred, it's still cool to see people experimenting and trying different things here. Before we get into the projects, real quick, there is a faucet that I mentioned in the last video that we made covering the Robinhood testnet launch. But just simply put, you can put your Ethereum address here, connect your wallet to the Robinhood chain, and receive testnet tokens. 5 Tesla stocks, 5 Amazon stocks, 5 Palantir stocks, 5 Netflix stocks, 5 AMD stocks, and 0.01 ETH. And you can, of course, click this little button to import all of the stocks into your wallet. And this is relevant because the first project we're going to talk about actually has already launched on the Robinhood Chain testnet. They're called Edel Finance. Now, just to be clear, this is on testnet. And of course, none of this is financial advice. But that being said, really cool already that they have a full UI up and ready, going with AMD, Netflix, Amazon, Palantir, allowing you to supply and borrow different assets, all of these of course being stocks. Let's go ahead and try to supply some Palantir. This wallet of course has about 5, so we're going to go ahead and supply 3 Palantir. It's about 420 bucks at the current price. We're going to approve that to continue. Approve it. Of course, I use a social login, by the way, so all this stuff happens instantly. No need to approve on MetaMask or anything like that. Supply the Palantir and approve. Let's see. Wow, that was instant. That's actually incredible. That was instant. Now we can go ahead and review the transaction details and take a look at what happened here. So as you can see, this is a testnet transaction. So of course, as usual, none of that has any financial value. But you can see there's some DeFi magic happening already in the backend. As you can see, the transaction fee was 0.004 cents. This, my friends, is the future of finance. Again, I realize it's testnet, but mainnet nowadays is essentially just as cheap, especially if you're using any of the Arbitrum-based chains. And you can look at your portfolio here. I have 420 bucks applied. 3 of it is Palantir. I think it's really cool just to start to see stocks on chain within finance, completely embedded. It's great. And of course, I wanted to touch on the concept that I thought was pretty cool, allowing someone to buy the stock of a company from a product that you take a picture of, if that makes sense. You can see over here on the right, there's a video going of it. You give an example. You must have vibe coded this app, I guess, over the weekend. But here's just an example. You're taking a picture of a Waymo, looks like it's somewhere in San Francisco or New York, analyzing the image using AI. And from there, you can see that it's identified as Alphabet, of course, Google, and it allows you to just buy it immediately right away. And you can see that they're using the Robinhood chain. Now, I don't think, of course, they're using the actual testnet stock tokens provided by Robinhood in this case. I don't think this is actually on chain quite yet, but it's a very cool concept that I think could work very well within the Robinhood chain ecosystem, or within the broader Arbitrum kind of finance ecosystem. So between Edel Finance kind of showcasing what you can do with the traditional lending and borrowing and stuff on chain, but with stocks, and of course these really novel concepts like what my buddy just showed us on that video, I think the Robinhood chain is going to shape up to have a lot of really interesting and really cool primitives that does not exist on other chain ecosystems because they maybe just weren't possible yet. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you find any of this stuff interesting? Have you tried anything on Robinhood Chain testnet quite yet? Did I miss anything that maybe you've tried? I literally was just showing you some of the stuff that I thought was cool. There are some other apps that have launched already, but I wanted to keep this video a little shorter than the last one just for the sake of time. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.